you, CEO, for finally bringing me in. A few things to say. The first thing to say is that if Honorable Kolubah wants to be a Zogo or a Yana boy, let him abandon the capital and go sit down to Oro Market. But we cannot have people like Yekeh claiming to be representative and behaving like Zogos. He insulted President Weah consistently. Jeff and others who are on this platform were angry at him, insulting him back. Today they clap. I am not that hypocritical. Yekeh is not bigger than anybody here and can cause by anybody here. We must shame characters like Yekeh to realize that it is misplacement of judgment that have people like him at the capital. And he has achieved nothing. Except by rabble rousing and running around in Funati Kofa packet and disrupting session. No, we cannot condone that. Now let's come to the substantive. When the law produces a rule, it gives exceptions. The exception also form the rule. Elementary statutory interpretation that we teach at law school. When the law says you are protected, however, if there is a breach, that protection is eroded immediately. What constitutes breach of the peace? Inciting insurrection, being disruptive, being unruly, all of the things that Yekeh is known for, that Liberians clap for, when in their minds they know it is twisted and irresponsible. I'll give you some practical examples. Early this year in 2025 in the US, Al Green was ejected from parliament when he heckled President Trump, knocking his cane and shouting in the background. He was escorted out of parliament for that unruly conduct. That's not only there. In the UK, 2022, Ian Blackford was also escorted out of parliament for accusing the prime minister of lying. And they said, no, qualify it. He couldn't qualify. He said the man was lying. They escorted him out of parliament. And there are many instances. Margaret Ferrier, 2023, also escorted out of parliament. Why must we condone this kind of rude, crass, crude, irresponsible behavior from a half-baked illiterate? Simply because we say, you know, the democracy must grow in this space. No, this is why I agree with Papa Sam Jackson, that the enormity of the responsibility that have been imposed on people like Yekeh is lost. He doesn't know why he's there. And because he goes around, encourages Yana boys, encourages Zogos, and I'm surprised that Emmanuel George cannot even condemn Yekeh because he is afraid that Yekeh will start to insult communists, and he's insulted communists variously before on many occasions. And these people are afraid of Yekeh. I don't come from a place where I'm afraid of people like Yekeh. I'm a teach law, I'm a lawyer, but if you want us to go into the gutters, I will follow you there. Yekeh has his behavior, has no place in our democracy. And if I was Speaker Kun, I will escort it out 10,000 times. And incrementally, we begin to mete out the legitimate punishment by law that are responsible for that kind of irresponsible behavior. We must be clear to people like Yekeh. We'll not celebrate that behavior. Lastly, before I go CEO, Yekeh referred to the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia as an irresponsible drunkard. As an officer of the court, called to the Supreme Court bar, and the only lawyer on this platform, I will not sit here and allow, I don't know whether it's a 4th grade or 6th grade ex-combatant to refer to the Chief Justice in that language, simply because a miscarriage of electoral records has landed him at Parliament. We must rebuke fools like Yekeh. And on this platform, CEO, I think we should call people like Yekeh to question when they insult serious people who have worked for reputation in our society, simply because he has some little platform in Oro. But I can assure you, I don't think the people of Oro and Deshetien are that stupid going forward to elect somebody like Yekeh going forward. I don't think so. And there will be a gross mistake for Kofa and the CDC. Kofa that was insulted by Yekeh. George Weah insulted by Yekeh. Joel Howard insulted by Yekeh. Cloud we are insulted by Yekeh. Everybody in the city is insulted by Yekeh. Today, Kev and others can sit here and clap for Yekeh. No, I don't descend to that level of hypocrisy. We must put people like Yekeh in that place. I don't speak that language. People like Yekeh, like Dr. Gbala, you know, you polishing, you giving him flowery English. No, that boy is a Zogo. He's an ex-combatant. He's rude and irresponsible. You must deal with him in the currency that he deals with. And that's what I do to people like Yekeh. Can't talk about my 419 law. You know what it takes to go to law school and graduate and go to the US and specialize in law and practice across the continent? You know what it takes? You know how we earn income? You know what it takes to be a professor of law, to manage a committee on the Liberian National Bar Association? You know what it takes? All you know is drugs and insult, Yekeh. So don't bring that to me. You and co, you are the chief hustlers. Are serving government only 3 years since our born. The rest of them are better professional. You, on the other hand, what is your record? Human rights abuse, beating people, children, running around with SOD, with criminal and human rights record against you. You want to compare yourself with me? At no level. Just take your little egg-gotten work for the legislature and continue to lie to Fulani Kofa. But if you come on this platform here, I will checkmate you. If Jeff and Kev are afraid of you because they won't win election, Kanio Gbala is not afraid of you. So let the record reflect that. On that note, I submit CEO.